Okay, yeah, I'm back with the Cancerian reading. I told you I was going to delete the other one by the time I said I was going to delete it. Y'all had already watched it. So I said, I'm just going to pull out too, because I feel like that one there, I told you from the energy, all the shit that was fluctuating in my background. I kind of feel like it was that, but I feel like it was hitting on some key points. But did I deliver the message properly? Hell no. This is where we are. So we finna hurry up so we can wrap this shit up. We gotta go. I said, leave it the one that I redo. Do it in the morning. I might do it tonight. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna try to keep it under 13. I'm gonna keep it under 20. You know, same thing. We're still coming out the same way. We get to see. Because that's why it was just my emotional body has gotten in the way. Overall mood, we got 4 cups. God damn. Yep, it was right. Okay, let's go. We got Chariot, Queen of Wands, and the Emperor though. Wow. Chariot, Queen of Wands, and the Emperor though, that don't seem like some nice energy. Let me just say that though. You got Emperor. I mean, what's that? This Hermit. You got High Priestess, 10 of Wands, and the Page of Wands. Jesus. Was Emperor's King of Swords and the 2 of Wands. Yeah, that message was right on the money. Um, you got this, and you got Knight of Wands. Okay, overall mood is Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands suggests that it could be like some jealousy or lower vibrational tendencies in the air, like you hear me say, wanting to show off, show your worth, your work. I don't know, because you got the Chariot and the Emperor, 2 forceful energies with Queen of Wands in the middle though, so we'll discuss that though. Queen of Wands also can be a very arrogancy, those type things. I told you it could be children type aspects, it could be family, younger self, higher self, however, it could be siblings, rivalry, whatever the case may be. It could be those though. Sometimes it can be parents, whatever that person is. Then we got the 3 of Pentacles, we got Justice reverse, 9 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, and we also got the King of Wands. Yeah, this could be some of the relationship, legal matter. All right, okay, bam, this is it. Okay, King of Wands suggests that you hear me say it could be some self reflection or looking at a situation to see what it is that could be done about something. You got 2 10 of Pentacles reversed. This could be an argument, work, family type problems, arguing about money, moving, where you stay, how you live. It could be work environment, conflict, trying to find some sort of ease and peace. Then you have 9 of Wands to where like this argumentative to where if it's like some type of conflicting agreements, argument or fights or whatever the case may be, everybody is in a form of where they're in the 9 of Wands energy, like what's up? And then you got Justice reverse where somebody kind of feels like something isn't fair, but it could be an issue that has reached its head over and over and over again. And then you got the 3 of Pentacles. So for some of y'all know if this has something to do because you got King of Swords and Justice and the Emperor, where it may be some legal type matter of separation. It looks like here, um, I kind of feel like somebody doesn't leave with the bare minimum, or if it's like a home relationship, somebody is complaining, or in a relationship type aspect, though, what is it that somebody's doing? For one of y'all, this could be a third party agreement. Queen of Wands, a third party situation. Queen of Wands can be a domineering type personality, or overbearing mom, or parent, parental figure. When you hear me say, I don't know, that abuses their power. But for one of y'all, those it's 9 of Wands and it's Justice, 3 of Pentacles. So look like there's a lot of blame going around, and somebody is in a defensive type mode where you hear me say everybody is on what's up, blaming. And I kind of feel like this is a situation that's not new. I just kind of feel like because emotions that's flying everywhere. Because you got 9 of Wands as the overall mood, and I told you that could be in the state of where it could be a smidge of jealousy. You know, as if it's got something to do with relationship or partners, if it's like parent and child or whatever the case may be, to where you don't feel like you belong or somebody feels like they belong, you know, those type of things. Got Chariot in reverse. I told you this could be losses or whatever the case may be, but it also could be a very forceful card in the nature of. Chariot also can be the style of a slow movement, lack of speed, but I still need to get shit done. You got Hermit and the High Priestess and the King of Swords. King of Swords. You hear me? So I kind of feel like we still running off the bases though. Where I said somebody said something in the form of to be triggering or thought provoking in the form of, because you got the high priestess and the king of swords, and I told you the high priestess reverse could not have to be in the form of intuitiveness, but it can be a person who comes in to give you a form of information, and they like said from a cruel and stoic, emotional, manipulative form to be able. Somebody who says words in a form to trigger someone, but you also got the hermit and the high priestess though. So I feel like this is a situation that could be learned or wisdom that is age or bringing about something though. So I don't know if it's like the age or hierarchy, where like the Queen of Wands could see somebody in a position and wanted to come along and say, I got it, not allowing somebody to. You got Ten of Wands and the Page of Wands and the Two of Wands. So I said that it kind of looks like a situation where it's two people ideally though trying to commute or converse, whether it has something to do with kids, but it's like somebody's beating a dead horse at this point. But one of y'all, this could be prioritizing your feelings versus somebody else's or whatever the case may be, because Page of Wands can be somebody who continuously has problems with their inner child or experiences or finding the root of happiness. Like I said in the first one though, so it puts them in a position to where you may be gifting your power away to somebody. That's in the Queen of Wands energy that say, okay, well, I got it. You can't do it. So if it's kind of like an older sibling, younger dynamic, it's kind of like if you always have to go to the rescue, somebody may say, this is you. The Queen of Wands. If somebody always has to go to the rescue for you, this is you. So you are in a space where it's like the battle of the egos for saying, hell no, I can do it. I don't need you to do it for me. But this is how that uncertainty comes about, though, because that's the thing that keeps going on and on. You got Emperor reverse, and then you got Six of Swords with the Empress here and the Scorpionic energy. For some of y'all, though, I kind of feel like y'all may be going into hermit mode, trying to self retract, like being a space of listening from someone or something, though. But I kind of feel like this Emperor, this Queen of Wands could be a person that could be a little bit volatile or whatever. Because the Emperor could be somebody who loses control. It could be emotional manipulative in the form of wanting things to go their way. Or it could be somebody that's stuck in a rut with continuously things being their way. So you got Six of Wands reverse and the Empress though. So it looks like somebody returning back in a state of for their space of self care. This because you got the Scorpio card is like transitioning or whatever the case may be, like endings, but also that brings beautiful beginnings though. So that's why I kind of feel like if it's some ending to a relationship, somebody's in a point of where it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'm good, like trying to show this competitiveness that I don't need you, even if you got something with a family type matter. So I kind of feel like that situation will burn you. You will burn yourself out eventually though. So let's see, let's pull a couple more. We're gonna wrap this up. I kind of feel like it's a burnout energy though. Like you will burn yourself out because it's coming from a space of like, yeah, okay, all right, I can do it. I don't need you. And then it's like that energy to where like it's people who continuously are against each other and it's not bringing the healing and the family type dynamic. I don't need you. I don't need you. And sometimes you may have to go off and figure certain shit out on your own. Because you got Page of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, King of Pentacles, and Two of Swords though. Let's keep pulling some more. Ooh. Magician and the Six of Pentacles. Justice reverse. Okay, Page of Pentacles suggests in the Knight of Cups and the King of Pentacles, though, this could be somebody, if it's like a child or whatever the case may be, it could be arguments in a home place about children. If it's like two blended families or whatever the case may be, this could be somebody's experience. Somebody could be in the form of wanting to make sure the children are in the form of financially provided for, taken care of in the form of, but somebody could be set in their ways, though. The Emperor reverse can be an absentee father figure. Be a father figure that's also controlling, but also with the Queen of Wands, it also can be a person in the form of hierarchy that expects certain things. So you got Two of Swords, the Magician, and the Six of Pentacles, though. I tell you, this is an energy where it's not an equilibrium, where it's even exchange. It could be not being open to receive. It could be receiving less than it is that you deserve, and that's the truth that's necessarily coming out because you also got justice there. So it kind of feels like it's some form of blame, like a fair share of blame that's going on. That's why I said I was like, I knew somebody was gonna burn themselves out. Where it's like I can do it, I can do it. Fuck you, or whatever the case may be. And then it goes right back to the state of with the Six of Wands going into hermit mode, where you're sitting there in a state of probably mental confusion, and then saying, "What is there for me to fuck to do?" Justice. All right, we'll be at 9 minutes. So I'm trying to keep it on 20. Trying to keep them 20. Ooh. Okay, we got the Nine of Cups, Seven of Cups, Four of Wands, and the Queen of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. For some of y'all know this is juggling some form of reality. Like if this is like has something to do with like two kids, blended families, ideally though, this is the expectations that somebody has of what it is that a family should be. But with the Two of Pentacles, some of y'all could be juggling in a form of from your emotional sense what it is that you want. Instead of like human says, not a lot of swords out here for its communicative basis. So it's like somebody that's driven off emotional concept and then say, you know what, fuck it, I'm out. And that's the point of the argument to where like you hear me say it's somebody that's not being able to from a form of. And the King of Swords could be a person that get to the place of to where it's kind of when the emotions get so high that now it says what it needs to say in a very nasty in a way to get somebody to do something that they need them to do. So that's what I said. Okay. You got Five of Wands reverse. Yeah, I mean you got five of shit. Let me show you shit, cause girl, tongue tied in a moment. You got the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Cups reversed, the Nine of Pentacles reversed, the Lovers, the Ten of Swords, and the Judgment. Yes. Five of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Judgment. That is a karmic cycle at its best. That is repeating the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I'm surprised the Hangman did not come out and hit his head. Judgment could be a form of, like you hear me say, if it's a family type concept, it could be in a form of where like your family is not the best. Where secrets may be coming out. You may have found out a while ago that somebody did this and you like, oh, and it's like now you're hitting it from an emotional concept. Now you're in a space of, if you're so emotionally driven, it's kind of like, oh, I don't want to deal with them. Like recreating some form of peace instead of being emotionally understanding to give that form of peace. Because Two of Pentacles is like juggling both sides of the fence and in a form of where you don't know what it is that you could do. So you might have been trying to micromanage a situation that might have hit a fucking tower type moment. At this point where it's kind of like the balls and you feel like the balls in their court, but I kind of feel like that's the emotional expectation. Five of Pentacles with the Six of Cups reversed. And the Nine of Pentacles, though, that's why I said it's kind of like somebody's in a position to be very self-fulfilled to where I told you it's two different concepts of the reality. Because if you're masculine, it's kind of like you're in a space of like trying to chase money, get money, da 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 da, do all these different types of things, but in a form of to create independence or to be in that style to where it's not giving off a form of love or the vibration that it is that you need. For some of y'all, though, this is teaching you how to be able to give and understand, though. Because, like I said, y'all don't have a lot of swords. Because the only swords that you had was the Two of Swords, Six of Swords, and the fucking King of Swords. Where's the communication? It looks like somebody that gets emotionally driven, stand up on their soapbox and they take the fuck off. And it's kind of like, where's the communication, though? Because if it's a lover's type thing and somebody's looking for assistance, though, if this is a person that's always looking for assistance and somebody saying, hey, you're selfish and you're the Nine of Pentacles, this is somebody that's selfish. Nine of Pentacles is an overstock card. That's like the number nine. It is stagnancy. It is complacency. There's somebody who is just sitting there in the form of where it's like, give to me, give to me. No, in the form of. So I kind of feel like it's this though. If it's a feminine in the form of where you hear me say that's trying to be independent, it's a form of overly styled independent, whatever the case may be, because it's the style of love and it could be some point of them learning how to be able to communicate and understand and state what it is that their need is. But I kind of feel like this got to do something with some form of commitment style, arrangement, kids, higher self, younger self. It's just like everything is a clusterfuck. Like I wish I could show you from each card. Like it just looks like a clusterfuck. It's like cups, wands, cups, wand, and a pinnacle. Like it's just money, love, sex, like it's the epitome of the 3D though. So for some of y'all know the karmic type aspect that you may be revisiting is in the form of like building stability, longevity, in friendships, complacency, finding certain things that it is that you love that brings you joy without it being in the form of it's like a partnership, a relationship, asking somebody else, well, I need you to do this. And it's like, no, I need you to do what it is to do for you. So that's what it kind of feels like. Keep in mind, this could be somebody else's drama that you may be in the midst of though. But I told you, see, it feels like somebody running off of, like somebody knows how to say something to get the party started. That's why I said this could be younger self, higher self, sibling rivalry, young mom, parent, family, parental type arguments. Because you got Page of Swords with the Queen of Swords, though. That's why I said Queen of Swords could be a very person. Like, if it's like some baby mama, baby daddy, watch what you say in front of your child, because your child may go back and repeat ideally what it is that you say. For some of y'all though, it looks like Trouble in Paradise. If this got something to do with like two individual kids, ideally though, coming up these two differences though. For some of y'all though, it looks like somebody may be having trouble connecting with the inner child or their experience of with children. That's what kind of looks like. If it's an argument, it's kind of like that's the biggest thing about kids. And we have 15 minutes. Okay, it's like that's the biggest thing that comes up in the forum when it's like dealing with children. So it's kind of like some conflict, waiting on to see some judgment. Ideally, though, it's kind of like separation in the form of it's kind of like those two. But you got Nine of Swords, Eight of Wands, and the Five of Wands. That's crazy though, because Queen of Pentacles could be a healing type aspect, understanding, grounding, and roots. Empress type energy. Somebody knows how to be Empress energy, very understanding. On the flip side, though, I kind of feel like the loving, understanding. I want everybody to get along. No, that's where the part I feel like this Empress is taking advantage of other people, though. And it may be emotionally. So you may feel like you got the right intention, but it feels like it's not the right intention, whoever this is, though, because after the healing aspect comes, financial aspects get settled, the queen finally meets the king on this website, on this form of I got a goddamn conflict though. So it's kind of like, say for instance, it's like it's just conflict though, because the King of Swords reverse and the Queen of Swords. This relationship kind of both of y'all mirror each other at this point. I really would say that though. Don't know what the Queen of Cups is, but I told you Queen of Wands. Oh, I tell you, it just looks like if it's a feminine or a masculine, who's ever more loving or emotionally understanding, whoever has more emotional intellect, it's more in a form of where it's creating this disconnect between the two. So that's why I said the feminine finally reaches this point of it could be children though. It could be a child though fighting for independence in the form of to be free from their children and finally get that state of, and then boom, now that they're financially stable, what's the argument now? It's a family type conflict. It could be people fighting. Oh, I did this, I got the newest card. Nine of Pentacles is a card of greed. Seven of Cups is a card of materialism. No, Nine of Cups is also what am I reverse? Seven of Cups is also the form of I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna do whatever makes me happy. Da 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 da. Seven of Cups is a part of instant gratification, soothing things in the form of wanting it right now without thinking. Because on the bottom we got the Sun, the Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, I said that though. And then we got the Knight of Swords and the Six of Wands and the King of Cups. King of Cups is also somebody who could be a little bit cold hearted, emotionally manipulative as fuck. So that's why I kind of feel like if I'm saying this right, if you are masculine, the fact that you could be a little bit more loving and a little bit more understanding when it comes to you executing in the form of showing your love or making options, it's kind of like, oh, I'm gonna go numb. They don't understand me. Da, da, da. Last time I spoke my truth, they didn't hear me, and it's in the form of no, you're not speaking at all. Just emotional resistance and actions, right? If it's a feminine in the form of this high key independent in the form of when it comes to her in the form of, like you hear me say, showing the aspects that I am loving and understanding, it's kind of like on the form of where it's emotional, manipulative in the form of a meltdown. So you got Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, the Six of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords comes in to say, okay, let's nip this shit in the bud. So for some of y'all, though, that's why I say you don't got a lot of swords. And if you think I'm playing, let's count them up before we get out. Wait, this was on the bottom of the deck. So that's why I said we got this. Let me show you this. It's like somebody on some emotional shutdown. And that's it. That's all the swords you got. All the wait. I forgot one more. That's it. This is six fucking cards. Six cards out of swords. And somebody's not in the best communication type aspect though. So that's why I said it's kind of like you can't just expect somebody to emotionally understand you, and you may be understanding that though. It's kind of like you can't want to be in a state of, oh, I need you to understand me, I need you to hear me, but it's still not communication though. So if it's just sitting there and then they ought to know. No, nobody should not know, because it's also in the form of communicating though. So that's why I said if it's a relationship though that's going around like two people that's trying to compete and say, I'm happy, I'm good without you. Fuck this shit, fuck you. And then if it's sibling rivalry, it's saying, no, I can do this and I can do this. It's kind of like fighting for attention. You know how you see kids to where maybe in the form of, because you might get kids, like where you hear me say they might fight for their father's approval in the form of like most masculines or feminines in the aspect of like looking for their approval. So it's kind of like that hierarchy sitting over them and they just not knowing what to do. So something, this could be a job type aspect, dealing with a boss like who asks for too fucking much in the form of kind of like, God dang, hovering over the shoulder. Did you do that? Did you do that? It's like, can you back the fuck up? Like, it's like, can you give me time? Like, that's why it could be a boss or some deadline at work. Ideally, that's just like stressful as hell. Octopus, though. I tell you, octopus is a form card of where it speaks of boundaries. We'll take that, though. You got black egg, which is reversed. Black egg is the point of the throat chakra, like knowing what to speak and say. As I said, for some of y'all, though, it's like learning, though. Kind of feel like it's that, though. You got deer. This is a stabilized, understanding, loving person. When it's reversed, that means it could be a mom or a person. It means that when it comes to the children, or ideally though the well-being, it could be a little bit overprotective and too concerned. You got the horse though and the speed. I told you the starfish where cards it speaks of like um looking for the approval of other people though. It's beautiful, it is this, but when it's reversed in the form of like this is the approval of oh I gotta do this, I gotta do this. That's why I said a lot of cards. So you got horse, starfish, and elk. So if it's like kind of like some separation, even if you were going through some type of divorce, and you and a masculine or whatever the case may be, it's kind of like both of y'all competing in the form of, well, I can do this, we do this here. Like you see on the movies, it's kind of like that aspect where it's like, no, dad doesn't want you to stay up. Oh, we're going to eat ice cream. Well, we got something to do with children in the form of the way somebody's going about it, trying to win somebody's affection. It looks a little bit misleading in the form of where it's creating entitled monsters, though. I know horses are fast speed, though. So horses are speeding type aspect, needing to get shit done to look. But it's like if you don't feel in a form of stable, protective, like if you don't feel that masculine energy in a form of it will always take a toll on you. You feel like, oh, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Like it's like in that, like let it feel itself out. Now, both the reverse, the elephant reverse, and the lion though. Ooh, the lion could be a very dismissive type card. I thought you can't be that though. It could be like a pouncing on something in the form of though. You got vulture and the elephant though. I told you some of y'all may be creating blockages in your way. The vulture is the spirit of the scorpionic card. The reason why I call it Scorpio because it's labeled death, and I don't want to scare people. But the vulture card reverse, it could be certain things that's eating away at you that comes in to clean up, like in the form of a purging or emotional outlet to be able to release, to let go of a form of darkness, though. So you probably maybe feel like, oh shit, this is in my way and I don't like it, I'm getting mad, da 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 da. And it's making somebody feel like they got to pounce on something, though. And it's just like, why? You're gonna like, why? Like in the form of like, what's the problem? It's like an emotional aspect, though. I kind of say that though. It's kind of like an emotional aspect though. It really is though. That's why I said some of y'all. I don't know if it's the emotions because I told you octopus is a form of where it talks about creating boundaries. I'm gonna read that we wrap this up. Octopus is the part of where it tells you where people could be a little bit sharing too much with individuals, knowing what to release or putting in a form of or whatever the case may be. Like I said, if it's children, some of y'all, I'm not telling you what to do with the kids, it's creating a form of boundaries between you and the children. If it's you and a person, it's like creating more in a form of it could be somebody or a form of how you dating. I do see in a form of like inner child aspects, certain things with kids. Love y'all got a lot of kids. It's like chicken. It's like the children are run around the house like they like a with a chicken with their head cut off. Like, is this making sense? Okay, you got octopus. Octopus is reaching, yearning, lacking boundaries and direction. The octopus signifies a wonderful, perceptive mind impaired with the lack of healthy boundaries. Unfortunately, this results in well intended but messy relationships. The octopus intertwines itself into other people's business and shares their own without restraint. They believe that's what it means to be close. If you notice after spending time with someone that you feel drained or uneasy, the essence of the octopus is at play. Begin to establish healthy boundaries. Be patient and firm. It may be a very old habit to change. When in balance, it is interested, engaged, and intellectual. When it is out of balance, it is needy, clingy, and lacks the courage. Also, the lion. To bring into balance, space oneself and talk. Boom. On that note, y'all, I am done. I knew we had a little bit that was hitting on the money. I said it though, my emotional bias had kicked in and I was getting a little annoyed and the energy was around or whatever the case may be. And I was like, yeah, no. Because I tell you, like, certain people, like, I don't know if it's readers, because I said this to y'all before as we wrap this up. I said certain people would know or feel that when you're finna get a reading and people who have strong empathy traits, people would try to attach to you really quick. And in the form of when you're doing readings, where you hear me say working with clients or certain people, when people don't deal with things or certain things, like they'll block a lot of shit. So when you need to learn how to be able to speak or deliver certain messages, you seem like you preaching to one person, but it's like, no, this is an overall thing or whatever the case may be. And I don't like this shit. I be like, now if it's privately, that's cool, but publicly, where I'm uploading, taking my time, shuffling, channeling, listening to music before we get on, like, hell no, I ain't trying to make this message for one motherfucking body. The hell? So other than that, that's it, you guys. Like I said, black egg. A lot of y'all didn't have a lot of swords, so speaking. So if you around the house thinking somebody's supposed to emotionally get you, then no, because you still ain't speaking. It's kind of like dissatisfied. If it's a child or whatever the case may be, practice creating boundaries between you and them so they can be able to utilize their voice. Because you could be a person where you like, baby, I'm gonna speak my motherfucking mind, which is cool, but then maybe a little bit starfish. And a starfish can be a person, ideally, though, that relies on the form of beautiful, alluring, superficial, and shallow. Um, wait a minute. Being around someone with a starfish energy is a 3. You feel like you've been put on a spell. Da 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 da. How they look, how they think. Da 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 da. It's important. Am I being swayed by outward appearances? What dreams have I put aside to please others? That's why I said somebody might have a starfish personality, and it's like no, like it's like creating boundaries between you and them so they can be able to speak their truth, so you won't carry the energy on with you, or somebody may be trying to teach this to you for as a wands type base, but when they come into the emotional intellect, they may lack, so it may put up this form to where it's emotionally resistant, and you kind of like, well, I would do this. And you go, so it's like two people in a form of to where it's like miscommunications at a form. So that's why I said if it's children start, I can't tell you what to do, but it's just advice creating boundaries so they can learn how to be able to utilize their voice in the form of to where you won't feel like you drained, needy, suppressed, like, oh, I need a fucking break, da da da, like those type of aspects, because it still doesn't change the issue if you're not working on it in a time within a break. Other than that, though, I ain't got nothing else. So I hope that works out for you in the form of, and bam, that's y'all reading.